Ipob press release, Good morning Obasanjo. Going by the confirmation and realization among many that ongoing Fulanisation and Islamization process constitute a clear and present danger to non-Fulani Nigerians, we say good morning to the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who is only now merely echoing what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been saying repeatedly for years. What is mind-boggling is that Nigerians, or should we say the parochial media, allowed an impostor to be fraudulently imposed on the weak, docile and battered populace of Nigeria. This impostor is now wreaking untold human and economic havoc on the human guinea pigs the British assembled together and condescendingly named Nigerians. The same way the high and mighty in Nigeria have now conceded to the inevitability of the destructive Fulanisation agenda championed by APC, one day they will swallow their pride and also concede that Nnamdi Kanu was also right about Jubril Al-Sudani all along. Had the likes of Obasanjo spoken out earlier when our leader repeatedly warned of what was happening, many innocent victims of Fulani herdsmen would still be alive today. Many ethnically cleansed communities in the Middle Belt would have been sparred also. But in a country where envy is a badge of honor and jealousy a commendable trait, we expect opposition to the divine messages coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu about the liberation of not just Biafra but of all ethnic nationalities in Nigeria which some are still ignorant of. No prophet, seer or divine seeker of the truth can be compared to our leader, because only him it seems, can see years ahead of anybody else. Until the veil of pettiness and envy that pervades the realm of news reportage in Nigeria is lifted, people will continue to die needlessly at the hands of this relentless Fulani killing machine. Those that think they are safe today will soon begin to cry out for help. It doesn't give Ipob any joy to state the obvious that only the words of the great Ipob leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can save the people. This is a choice people will have to make sooner rather than later. It is now pointedly clear to all and sundry, particularly those doubting Thomases in the Nigerian media, that everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw and warned us about 5 years ago, some way before the now late Buhari was elected in 2015, is now unfolding before our eyes. Our courageous leader and prophet of our time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talked and prophesied about the dangers of Islamization of Nigeria by this APC government, but many Nigerians called him unprintable names and called for his execution. He made so many speeches and lectures on Radio Biafra that it would be wise for Nigerians to go and acquaint themselves with his preaching if they wish to survive the Armageddon that is to come within the next 4 years. This latest fulfillment of his prophecy, like Fulani herdsmen, will be armed and encouraged to slaughter us with impunity, and their masters will protect them. They are coming to ensure that people are enslaved forever. Those who don't believe me will soon see it happen before their eyes. They are coming to elevate House of Fulani supremacy, to reposition the security agencies by sacking all competent hands and replace them with their Fulani herdsmen to drive their ethnic domination of Biafrans and other tribes in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu prophesy on 6th of February 2014, is the clearest proof that every word spoken by him will eventually come to pass. The combination of 100 billion naira to Mieti Allah, Fulani herdsmen, withdrawal of gun license to citizens, federal government floating a Fulani-only radio station, is the beginning of the opening of the floodgates of hell in Nigeria. Sadly, many more will die before we all come to our senses that Nnamdi Kanu is indeed a savior in the temporal sense. Federal government of Nigeria, dominated by northern Fulani jihadist soldiers and politicians, will leave no stone unturned at this or next level agenda coming after May 29. We are urging Biafrans to prepare for the very worst. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu warned about their coming and connection to ISIS. Nobody listened to him. When he was crying and lamenting that people will die, our daughters abducted, our mothers raped, nobody paid any attention. He was dismissed as an attention-seeking madman. Today what is happening, we ask? Another confirmation of Fulani Islamization agenda is federal government using hard-earned oil money from Biafra to float a Fulani radio station to perfect their murderous plans through targeted dissemination of information to Fulani terror organizations in Nigeria. This is clearly unacceptable to us, but we know it will not make any iota of difference. Those that fought against Biafra and now fighting Nnamdi Kanu and Ipob can now see the folly of their ways. We can only imagine the shame and loss of credibility on the likes of Ohanes, Southeast Governors Forum and sections of Nigerian media that chose to fight Nnamdi Kanu instead of listening to him. Comrade M, a powerful media and publicity secretary for Ipob.